Aldrin Sampear on Beyond the Headline.
And in conversation next with Tshepo Williams, who is a family representative of Leon Jele, one of the young children who died after eating biscuits that they bought from a local store. And then also joining us is Florence Mahloko rather, who is a family representative of the Gang family. And this is also on that story that we told you about of the two children who died, that is Newagong. So two children in Naledi, Soweto, have tragically passed away this week after allegedly consuming biscuits and juice they purchased from a spaza shop in their community. Two of their friends who also consumed the goods are in hospital fighting for their lives. A funeral parlor and tombstone maker have offered to assist with the arrangements free of charge. Our next guest would like to make a public appeal as well to other companies in Gauteng to assist with other necessities. To tell us more about this appeal, we'll be speaking to Pitso Maleka, who's an undertaker and entrepreneur, owner of PM Grave Closure, and also Tshepo Williams as well as Florence Mahloko. Let's start off the conversation with you, Tshepo. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for making time for us.
Good afternoon, my boss, and the listeners.
Tshepo, let's start off with what was the first news that you heard about Leon?
The first news that I heard was a good Samaritan that brought my nephew at home when he picked him from a public road where he fell down, complaining about the painful feet and that he's weak to stand up and walk. All the people just passed by, but a good Samaritan managed to take the child home with the escort of the elder sister of Captain, which is Leon. They went home. Then as they got home, I was woken up by a scream of my nephew, his mother. Then I woke up and got in the house because I live outside the room, outside the house, outside. Then I also went inside the house. I found Tshepo, which is my younger brother, resurrecting, trying to wake up the boy. And I touched him on the neck. I found that he still got certain pulse. Then I rushed to the neighbors, got a transport there. We rushed to hospital at Begim. Few minutes as we got there, about 10 to 9 minutes, the doctors called us and told us that he's no more. We stood there then crying, trying to comfort my nephew. Then the doctor came and told me that as we look inside his eyes, the pupils tell us that it seems like he ate poison, the boy. So we need to make an autopsy. So we'll just call the cops to come and open a case. Then I said, okay, we'll wait. While we're still waiting, there came another family, rushing with a car, and they parked at the casualty where we're staying with my neighbor.
Still at the same hospital?
Exactly, at Begim. They got inside, they rushed with the child naked, screaming the child. The doctors managed to take the child from the mother and took her inside because I was outside. As the parents of those children came out, they saw my nephew, the mother of Captain Leon. They saw the mother and said, "How? What are you doing here?" She said, "No, I brought my son also here. And there he's no more." So now, this one of us told us that he went with Captain to buy biscuits at a Pakistan.
So they know each other?
Exactly, my
okay.
king. And then they went together and bought biscuits at the Pakistanians. They came and ate together and all that. Okay. Now, how do you know this Captain? Now, we reside on the same premises. We are tenants at a certain house. We have rented to live. They are tenants. The parents of the kids, they are tenants of that place.
Yeah.
They're also there. Then that's when it all happened. After he told me that the child who's still fighting for her life, the girl fighting for her life, he's the one that told them that they bought biscuits at the Pakistanians. Yeah.
Was from your recollection and also knowing Captain's behavior, was this the first time that he has gone to this store and bought biscuits and juice?
In our area, there's lots of tech shops.
Yeah.
In my surrounding, actually in my surrounding, there are almost like 8 tech shops that you can buy from. And as they go from my home to where their mothers rented, still they'll keep on passing tech shops. Even the surrounding where they are playing, there are still tech shops. There's plenty. Lots of them, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the first time that you've heard of such an incident?
Of the point of kids complaining about tech shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, to my side, it's first experience.
It's the first time that
To
you've
my side,
experienced this.
Because the boy never got sick. He was just jolly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florence, good afternoon to you as well. Thank you so much for making time for us. I understand that you'll be responding in Sesotho, which is fine. We'll try to do the translations where I can, and I'll ask my guests as well to assist me as well. So the news then of Neo. How did that news come to you?
Neo o kutse bosibu ho tho qadile ka ho e ka re o wa stressa o ba o motelle o na go betsele mama o lekile o mo tshwara a mo botsa rona Neo keng ya ba o ikotla sefuba ha sa bua o ikotla sefuba go bohloko sefubeng a ba ga ba ka hlo a re yes ho bohloko sefubeng mama o lekile go mofa ngwane e mong weso a ga mo thuse ngwana ke wa moqaka ebe lore o dia ho bitsa mohaisane mama ba tswa ka ngwana a matha a go mo isa ho moruti ke next door a go mo isa ho moruti a mo rapelle ngwana ke yo o ba qakile ha ba tsebe go ngwana ho etsalang ka ntle the time a fihla mo ho moruti ke nako e moya wa hae e leng hore wa fela ba babedi bana ke ngwana moradi weso le setloholo sa hae ha ka ta tsamaisa enwa le yena wa qala ka mona ena o hlatsitse o khonne o hlatsa.
Is that Katleo?
Ke Katleo.
Okay.
A le sepetlele a ntseng a le sepetlele le no ena o khonne o hlatsa a khona o potlakisetswa sepetlele enwa e mong yena ha ka banka nako o la hlafela moya ha o la hlafela.
And Katleo was currently still in hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. What did Katleo tell the family? We just heard now from Tshepo, just a short story, but that is his version. But from your version, what did Katleo tell the family?
Katleo itse ba dile di biscuits. Mama hlakisitse hore late bana ba ile ba tswa ka gate. Aba tswa ka gate ba fumana ba haisane ba babedi. Ba reka di biscuits. Ke tsona tse leng ba di sherile mmo. Mona mo ileng a hore ho etsahala hore ha ba se ba tsamaya sepetlele ba kopana mmo hore ba tlile ka ntho e tshwanang e leng hore bana ba re ba dile di biscuits jolo ka haile ba haisane. Ke yona ntho e leng hore ba e sherile ba e jile e leng di biscuits ba kutsing siki e tshwanang ba hlatsa ba kena sepetlele ba bang ba hlokahala.
Okay, so Neo also started vomiting.
Neo ho thwa ba le chance ya ho hlatsa. Once mama a bona hore na le bothata ila ka wa stressa ha stressa a zama ho hlatsa ya ka ho na le ntho e mothibang e ka reng plastic ya ba ha khone ho hlatsa motho a hlatsitseng haholo ke Neo e leng hore ke ene e leng hore o ntsa le sepetlele.
And how old is Neo?
Ba 4 years ba le 2.
So Neo and Katleo were 4 years old.
Neo is 5 years ka December. Katleo na tlo yetsa ka January 5 years.
Okay. So just a quick translation there. So according to Florence's recollection of what happened on the day, is that Neo tried to stretch out, it seems, and but unfortunately it felt as though there's something that was holding Neo back from vomiting, as Neo was trying to vomit and was complaining about chest pains as well, and he was then taken to a neighbor who's a pastor for a prayer. That's your mom asking for the prayer, and then that is when Neo took his last breath. Neo took his last breath in the neighbor's hands. Yeah. And then Katleo, who is the cousin, who also had the biscuits, started vomiting. Neo didn't vomit at all, but it was Katleo who vomited and vomited a lot. And Katleo was explaining that they actually had biscuits as well as the juice, and that's the same biscuits and juice that Leon has had, whom his uncle refers to as Captain. And Florence, from your end, is this the first time that you've heard of such an incident happening with children?
It's the
first time. Okay. I'd like to quickly go on to a question around justice. We'll speak to Pitso in the next short while. Tshepo, what does justice look like for you guys? Because now we have the guys from Operation Tutula as well as community members as well that are calling on foreign-owned tuck shops to close down, but also that somebody must be held accountable.
Yeah, indeed, it's the truth. To my own view, I can say that I blame the government himself. I cannot point fingers to anybody, but the government himself. People outside are struggling, they are suffering. People have got no food. They'll try to sell drug sales, try to sell without thinking of other people, their lives in danger, just for them to fill their stomach. But the government, he himself, he said, he has stated in the constitution, people who are 35 over, they cannot be employed. 18 years to 35 youth, they consider them. What about those people? The ones that are over 35, they have got more experience to those ones. They keep on doing those things without caring, because the government does not care about us.
Yeah. Did you guys at all go to the tuck shop as a family?
No, to me myself, I went there to stop the riot.
Yeah.
And then I found people there. They were signing a petition of that we want to make a closure of the tech shops. Those guys, I know them, I live with them, I grew with them, but I asked them humbly that, guys, let's stop doing this. Let's wait for the investigating officer to finish their investigation, then we'll take it over there.
Did the tuck shop owners speak to you guys at all?
No, because when I went there, it was only the public.
It was only the public.
Yeah, only the public.
So ever since this incident took place, you've never spoken to the owner of the tuck shop?
I wouldn't even try to approach them because I'm alone at home. I have to take care of those people at home.
And they didn't try to reach out to you?
Nobody has ever came, only the people.
Okay. And Florence, from your end, what does justice look like? And has the tuck shop owners reached out to the family?
ha ba ka ba batla di-owner tsa di-tuck shop ha di ka ba tlatla a go so ba bone re bona setšhaba fela se ntseng se tla se tlo batla go tseba gore go etsaetseng. So nna ntho e ke e kopang ho mmuso, bana ba tlameha ho lokolwa sepetleleng sa mmuso. Ha ba lokolwa sepetleleng sa mmuso, ho tjho gore ke nako ya gore ba boloke. Ke batla ho tseba gore na ha ona mokgwa o mongwe ka ba o etsang hore di test tsa bana tsa gore bana ba jiwe keng di tswe ka pele re ba boloka. Hobane ha ke tsebe rona ho a kgoneha hore re boloke bana re sa tsebe rona ba jilwe keng, cause motho yo ha re mo founela sepetlele mo re botsa rona jwale bana re tlo ba lokolla re sa tsebe gore ba jilwe keng, le bona eng, re be le closure nyana gore ba bona eng. Jwale o re e tlo nka 1 year or more.
Wait, they said to you the autopsy report is going to take a year?
Ho tseba gore bana ba jilwe keng, ho tseba gore bana ba jilwe keng e tlo nka selemo or ho feta moo. Jwale re batla ho tseba gore na selemo seo hore se fele re tlebe re dutse fela re sa kgone ho tswela pele ka case re bolokile bana re sa tseba gore ba jilwe ke eng. Ha ona mokgwa mo ka ba etsang ba potlakise hore re tsebe di-test di tswe re tsebe gore na ho bana ho fumane tjhefu ya eng before re ba boloka. Ha ile mona o tlo batlang ka selemo go tlo dula re phuthe matsogo re sena bopaki ba gore na re tswela pele ka case jwang ya gore bana ba rona toka e phethehe gore na ba jilwe ke eng.
Yeah.
Re tlebe re dutse selemo kaofela.
Okay, Florence, they're complaining about what they've been told is that unfortunately the autopsy report is going to take a while, close to a year, for them to know exactly what led to the death of these children, and if indeed it is poison, what type of poison it is. So that report will take up to a year, and you hope that it could be much quicker than that.
Yeah. Ke yona ntho ke kopa ho ka ba betere ka ga tseba pele re boloka bana. Tle re tswela khona tswela pele ka case. Re tseba gore na re tswela pele ka case o dima eng.
Yeah.
Bana ka mogho ha ba bolokwa ha ona bopaki bo re nang le bona gore re tswela pele ka case. Go dula fatshe re phuthe matso re ba emele selemo se fele bana bona re ba bolokile. Re sa tsebe ba jilwe ke eng.
Yeah. And what right now with what you know, Florence, what's the plans around the funeral? When do you plan to have the funeral?
Next week, Wednesday.
Next week, Wednesday.
Hey.
Okay. And William, from your family side?
Yeah, it's the same as we went to their family and spoke to the elders that would make a mass funeral. Then they'll be
Okay.
buried together in the same plane.
They'll be buried
next to
together.
each other, yeah.
Yeah. And Pitso Maleka, who is the owner of PM Grave Closure, has actually reached out to the families and trying to assist. Pitso, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making time for us. We can hear the frustration and the pain of the family. Why are you helping them?
First of all, good afternoon, and thanks for having us on the show today. You know, I'm a parent, and it touched my heart when I saw this on one of our groups in Soweto as business people, that there are kids who have been killed by the poison in Soweto. So immediately I picked up the phone and called the guy who sent the message to the group. As a funeral planner, that's what I do almost every day. I help families in arranging the funerals. So I'm running a company called PM Grave Closure that started in 2003. So I started as a grave closure, but now I saw how people suffer during these difficult times, because some of them, they're ahead. They don't know where to start, what to do, and I had to make those calls. I called Tebogo from the owner of Tshepo Funerals and said, man, then he didn't hesitate. He sent one of his guys, and we drove and looked for the families. We didn't know where to start, but because of it's in Soweto, Naledi, and then we went around asking, and then we found the families, and we went to the family's house. This is what we're going to do. And then they told us. Then immediately we made few calls to the public, to my business associate, that guys, matata ke a hlaile mo jareteng, undertaker sets everything. Then I called another guy, it's on the tombstone solely from Q in Alexander, and asked him, my brother, can you please come help? Then he didn't hesitate, he agreed. So we went and talked to the families again, giving them the feedback that re kgonne ho bua le undertaker, re kgonne ho bua le di tombstone guys. So the families ba kopana. We had to re ba kopanye re dumellane ka letsatsi la ho boloka, which is next week Wednesday. So we still have a lot that we need as the families, and as me trying to help, voicing out to anyone on the tent, anyone who can help with catering, transport, to take the people who want to attend the funeral. Anyone who can pay kandi kuku, okarekang cruiser. We don't want money, but we want people together, and then to send the family to give the kids the best send off.
Okay, and for somebody who's listening right now who is willing to assist, who can they contact if they do have something that they'd like to contribute?
They can contact me direct from my phone. They can just call me on 072 127 0581.
Let's go again, 072
072 127 0581. Or they can easily send an WhatsApp on the very same number.
Okay, so 072 127
0581.
Okay, and that is Pitso. So if there is anyone out there who would like to assist the families with the burial that they plan to have on Wednesday, and unfortunately you won't have the report by then, Florence, you can get in contact with Pitso on 072 127 0581. If you are possibly driving and would like to get the number from our producers, you can call through on the show, and the producers will be able to assist you with the number. Alternatively, you can DM me on Twitter, and I'll send through Pitso's numbers, and you can get in contact with him and see how you can assist the family. Florence, William, thank you so much for making time for us. Condolences to you guys once again. Perhaps closing remarks from your end. Let's start off with you, Florence. What would you like to say in closing? What would you like to say in closing?
Nka thabela mmuso o re thuse. Nna ntho ke batlang ke gore mmuso o re thuse gore bana ba bolokegetse ba rona ba jilwe ke eng. Ba etse mokgwa o leng gore o ka tata before Wednesday next week.
Okay. Florence, there emphasizing the point that you made a bit earlier on. Can they get the report out before the burial, which is planned for Wednesday? Williams, your closing remarks.
My boss, I would like the government just to speed up the forensic report, because people outside are fuming, and we are trying to diffuse that anger through them. we are all angered. But if they can push it quickly, let them work with it, because it is most important and sensitive issue that we are at now. People might lose their lives for something that they've never done, but let them speed things so that we can have a closure and know. Let them not pull their socks, pull their feet.
Just quickly, Tshepo, do you know whether the biscuits as well as the juice have been removed from the shelves?
Nah, that one I cannot say,
can't
because
confirm.
I'm always at home since
Okay.
that time. I came from the hospital
Okay.
and stopped those people from rioting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Tshepo Williams, a family representative for Leon Jelle. He is the uncle of Leon Jelle, as well as Florence Mahloko, who is the aunt of Neokang, as well as Katle Hombata, who's currently recovering in hospital. Thank you once again for your time, and condolences to you, Pitso. Thank you so much for being a corporate citizen that actually reaches out to the people and try to assist where you can. We really appreciate that. May many, many more businesses do exactly what you are doing.
Aldrin Sampear on Beyond the Headline.